Hello, everybody. Andy Jacob here with the DotCom Magazine Entrepreneur Spotlight Series. Wow, what a show today. Everybody that watches the show, you know that I love real estate. I mean, we talk about it all the time. I'm passionate about real estate. So we, of course, seek out some of the worldwide leading experts in the development and real estate field to come on the show. And we've been able to invite a real entrepreneur on the show today. His name is Mohamed El Mahdy. And Mohamed is the CEO and founder of course, Homes Development. And let me tell you, he's based out of Cyprus, but he and his team, they're doing work all over Europe. I mean, when we talk about successful real estate development, we talk about developing, of course, in a way that really is sustainable and beautiful. Well, we've got the gentleman on the show that's leading the pack worldwide. His name is Mohamed El Mahdy, as I mentioned. Mohamed, welcome to the DotCom Magazine Entrepreneur Spotlight Series today.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. It's a great pleasure. I'm a big fan of Mr. Jacob, of course. So I'm pleasure to be on the show. Thank you so much.
I'm honored to have you on the show. Of course, you know, you have a very strong track record of really delivering, you know, not only impressive returns for your clients and have a reputation of excellence in the industry, but what you're doing with some of the homes, and we've had a chance to take a look at some of them. They're beautiful. I mean, you're building homes, you're building villas, you're in the commercial game. Let's pull the lens back to 30,000 feet, Mohamed. Tell us about Homes, and then we'll get into it.
It's a company that strives to make beautiful homes, but at the same time sustainable in the right locations with luxury finishes at affordable prices. Sometimes.
I love it. Well, of course, the building costs fluctuate, of course, and
definitely.
Your team oversees the development and management of a very wide range of real estate projects, and you've really achieved very impressive growth and really become a leader in the industry by really taking care of your clients. And you have some client testimonials that are remarkable. They just love your homes. What is it about building? You know, you don't just build a house, you build a home for people. What is it about building homes for your clients that really gets you going in the morning?
You know, of course, as we're always saying, a home is not only four walls and a roof. It reflects who you are. And normally we work on projects that, of course, appreciate over the time. But the most important thing, to be livable. And, you know, because it's just not really bricklaying the actual philosophy about the building. It's just about putting yourself in your customer's shoes, see how things are actually could work better for your clients. Again, sustainability, it's very, very important, especially now, you know, you see it all over the news. You see it in conferences, sustainability. But actually, we really need to apply this in the actual building process. That's why, as a standard, we do only A-efficiency buildings, which actually saves up to 60% out of your utility bills, which is something I think nowadays is very important. And again, the carbon footprint is something that we actually look at, and we try to minimize it as much as possible.
Yeah, I love it. You do such a great job. And of course, you have so many beautiful designs. We're going to put some of the designs up on the screen during the interview, Mohamed. But let's talk about your clients. They hear about you. They've seen some of your design. They've seen some of your building. They reach out to your team over at Homes. What's the conversation sound like with a potential client who's going to build a home with you? What's that first conversation sound like?
It's always knowing your customer, knowing the requirements of your customer. This is the right start points. Then once you get the full picture from your client, the rest is very easy. You just have to maintain the process, and you have to carry on the highest possible quality. And at the end, as you know, I like to have happy customers. Most of my business comes from actually returning clients, which is something I'm really proud of. And again, when I hear what they're talking about me, and the nice thing that they talk about the company and the rest of, it's just amazing. Sometimes I'm feeling I'm overly blessed, honestly. It's just touching me personally. And this is what I aspire to do all the time. I just want to make my client happy. And again, I don't have to forget something, is the follow-up and the after-sale service. You have to attend your clients. Sometimes we have an issue here and there. So we're always attending them on a timely manner, executing everything at speed, and then everyone is happy.
And this is definitely something for the entrepreneurs watching the show to keep in mind. It's one thing to provide your service or your product to your clients, but you have to follow up. You have to be there afterwards. You have to make sure that the things that they want done get done. And in all business cycles and all types of businesses, there are little things here and there that sometimes don't go as well as you would like, but you have to step in and make sure that you handle them to perfection so that you get these types of client testimonials that Mohamed and his team at El Homes have been able to get. So that's really important. And that's a great pointer, Mohamed. Let's talk about it, because, this process only works when you have a great team. So let's talk about your team at El Homes. You have people that come in, you have a number of people that work with you and for you. How important is that team to the development of the commercial and residential real estate that you do so well?
I'm always saying that teams deliver, not individuals. I always think about it as a football team. You get a football team with a great heritage and great history, but if you don't have the right players, you will never win. So I'm trying, and I give too much attention for recruiting the best talent in the market, because at the end of the day, building, it's about craftsmanship. Is not really a lick of paint on the wall. There is a process that you have to follow with the right ingredients, with the right people executing the job. I think that team actually is responsible for 90%. The leadership is like 10%. But again, as a director of a project, you have to be on your team to make sure that they follow the process that we are required for us to get the right end product for our clients. This is something very important for me because I don't really care about how much they want a salary or what their package is, as long as they're doing the right job. So I'm very proud about the people that I'm working with. Most of them having over 25 years experience. They all know what they do, and that makes me very happy.
Yeah, I love it so much. You've surrounded yourself with talented people. And of course, we've interviewed so many super high profile people on the show, great entrepreneurs, great CEOs. And one thing that really resonates for me when I speak with entrepreneurs like you and the others is that they believe that teams deliver, and you have to have that great team. And in your case, you have many people with over 25 years of experience, and they understand the guiding mission of what you do, Mohamed. And I really love that, because corporate culture starts at the top. And in your case, building is about craftsmanship. And you can see that in your designs, and you can see that in your homes. Let's talk about that. Are you involved in the design as well, or do you have an architect on staff, or do you bring outside firms in to sort of be the architectural design of the homes?
Of course I'm involved. That's no brainer about it. Actually, they don't like me having that much involvement. Of course, we have in-house architects. We sometimes we outsource them. Again, we're looking for the talented one. It's always, yeah, I mean, it's a first mock-up, you could say. And then I come in, and just give them more work to do most of the time. It's a bit exhausting, but again, when you are aspiring for perfection, this is what you have to do, because, now with the ultra-modern styles and all these things, just the actual look of the building, it makes a big difference. I think when we in the 80s and the 70s, we just lost it design-wise all over the world. It just was bricks. Now with the new generation, I hope that I'm one of them. I don't really at this age. But we actually trying to push boundaries, to start doing things differently, and that actually reflects in the actual end product, as we said. But yeah, I mean, it's always and again, because it's not about getting an architect. It's about getting a talented architect.
Yeah. It's so interesting because you surround yourself with the best of the best, not only on your team, but you bring them on to support the team. Let's talk about the footprint, because I find it very fascinating that you have a footprint all over Europe. You're not just building in Cyprus, but you're building all over Europe, both commercial and residential. How much more complicated does that make your job as the CEO of El Homes to have projects going on all over Europe?
Well, I mean, you see, I do this job out of passion. It's not really. I couldn't see myself doing something else since a very young age. And when you love something, it's all the difficulties. It seems nothing. I don't know what the wife is thinking about this, but I manage. It's just about, of course, it's involving too much traveling. Hard work, different regulations, all this type of things. But you see, when you do something that you love, it's for you as if you're playing golf.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, that's funny. And of course, we think about it, Mohamed, and we think about the passion project that you call it, and the way in which you like to push boundaries, and the fact that your building is craftsmanship, and the fact that your teams really deliver. We talk about residential. Let's talk about it for a minute. People are always curious, when they're talking about building a home, how long does it take? And, how hard is the supply chain right now? Why don't you address that today in today's world and give us some idea of how long it takes really to build one of your beautiful homes, and talk about the supply chain of product a little bit right now.
You see, standard building process, it involves too many gaps in the middle. This is what people actually do not understand fully, because there is some places that you would need to give great attention and give it time. For example, if you're building a slab or a roof, is half of the job. It's about the concrete casting, like to cast the concrete. The other half is how long you're leaving the roof. It has to be for 2 weeks, sprayed with water, because this helps with the curing process. So going back to your question, it's between 14 and 18 months. You could say it's a standard time frame. Again, going back to the challenges with the supply chain, back last year about the pandemic and whatever happens with the COVID and the rest of, we got affected a lot. But again, we trying to make things as fast as possible. For me, I'm known even with my subcontractors, they're telling me, we cannot keep up with you, because it's just like, sometimes they're telling me, just give us 3 days in advance. I said, well, you're here, you know that in 3 days that you're going to be coming. So I'm not in a position to give you a notice because you had it already. So after 3 days, you have to come and do ABC, for example. So it's just, and again, going back to the process, it's just about the manpower. So you have a building and your headcount is 10 people. If you double that to 20, you cut the time. You see, so it's just a proportion of how you do it. And the biggest challenge is just to get the skilled worker to do things. This is all over the world, by the way. It's not only here. But we know at El Homes that if we want to speed the building process, we can, as long as everything is running smoothly in a way of like deliveries. Because we had experiences before, like for example, for the isolation or the efficiency of the building, that we have to wrap it with polystyrene, like this sort of like insulation, which is required at 5 centimeters, for example. In the market, we had the 3 centimeters, but I opted not to put the 3 centimeters because this is again something that I will not accept from my customers or for my buildings, as long as it's not the right spec, I will never put it. And when you explain this to your clients in a nice way, they all actually understanding that because, they know that you have the conscience not to just flip things over and you want to follow the process on the right way. So sometimes we had the challenges. Now it's getting better, definitely. I'm trying to overcome this supply chain things by buying in advance. Like my materials, I have a stock for lasting me for the next 6 months. Because as you're going, you're learning from things that are happening around you. You will learn, this is maybe costing a bit more money, less money, but this is not actually the actual core of the issue. The issue is to maintain your supply, to bring your projects to be finished on time.
Yeah, that's great, Mohamed. Of course, it's so interesting the way in which you always look out for the best way and the best thing to give to your clients. And like you mentioned, whether it was your 5 centimeter versus the 3 centimeter, you always want to go above and beyond to make sure your clients are happy. Let's talk about the artisans. Let's talk about in America, we call them the subcontractors, the people that go out and they, lay the marble or they put the tile in or they put the woodwork in. Are those artisans still around? Are they going away? Does the world need more of these types of people to do this beautiful work, this beautiful craftsmanship that, many of them have become known for?
Of course. Actually, we have a shortage of people with experience and skills. And again, subcontractors is a major part of any building because, we can do the building side of things. But again, there is mechanicals, electricals, underfloor heating, isolation, insulation. So these things actually, we work with well-trusted subcontractors network. And again, I'm always telling them in a very easy, nice, smiley way, it only takes one mistake for either we carry on or I will tell you bye-bye. So I like to keep people on their toes for a bit, honestly, but because honestly, end of the day, through my meetings, it's my name, on the line. It's not somebody else. When people will come and complain, they will see me, not you. So you have to appreciate this, and you have to put the best effort and the best skills in order for us to get top product at the end. Going back to honestly, we actually struggling with finding the skillful subcontractors. They're not disappearing, definitely. but we would like to see more, because you see, building, it's a basic need for a human being, like bread, like water. So human beings will never stop buying houses. It's something, it's something that we do on a daily basis, upgrading, downgrading, having kids, bigger family, kids went to school, kids went to university. I have a big house. I want to go in a smaller apartment. So it's an ongoing need in a human being life. So yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a great answer because it's an evolution, and as people age, they get older, their needs change. Maybe they want to downsize, maybe they want to upsize, maybe they want a different design, maybe they want a different place. And that sort of makes me think about sustainability. And of course, you're a leader in this field, of course, making just beautiful buildings, whether they're residential or commercial. I would imagine you have to go through what I call the entrepreneurial juggle, because if you're going to build something in Spain, or you're going to build something in the UK, or something in Ireland, or something in France, I would imagine they have different building codes. Is that right?
Yes, they have, but it's actually, as long as we are in Europe, from what I can see, the differences are minor, because the European code is just all over Europe, plus the UK when they were part of Europe. Let's not go there, but yeah, I mean, in Europe, I think the code is it's always with high standards, and it's similar. There is minor differences, but again, we getting to the around the same standards.
Yeah, it's interesting. And small things make a big difference as an entrepreneur, and same in building. I mean, even if there's just small little local codes that you have to abide by, you have to, because it's those small little things that make the big difference. And of course, you and your team have done such a great job with that. Let's talk about your background a little bit. Let's give back to the younger entrepreneurs watching the show. I'm so happy that you've been on the show. You really have had a nice career. People know about you. People know about what you've done. You really have put sort of this real estate development entrepreneurial journey on a high level with what you've done at L. And you have a very strong track record, of course. But people may be watching the show, Mohamed, younger entrepreneurs or even older entrepreneurs like me. I'm older than, everybody knows how old I am. I'm super old. And even at my age, sometimes as an entrepreneur, we stumble. Sometimes we have something that doesn't go our way. I mean, it's just the way it goes. If you push hard, you're going to have a few things that don't go your way. So for the entrepreneurs watching the show, Mohamed, maybe you could share with them what it takes to get through a tough time, what it takes to get through those obstacles, what it takes to get through a roadblock, especially to the younger entrepreneurs, and come out the other side being better for having gone through that challenge.
Never lose belief on yourself. Never think that you will not be able to do it, because end of the day, I'm always saying it's not always rainbows and butterfly. A track with no challenges, it's not really fun. I know from my personal experience, you will have these obstacles that it will try to knock you down, but never lose belief in yourself. Never lose belief in your dream. You see, sometimes I'm thinking I'm overly blessed, but when I go through my projects and I remember myself when I was like a little kid, actually, dreaming about this. And, after all this long way, I'm actually walking inside my dream, inside my project. It gives me, you see, yeah, I mean, the road is very difficult. I'm not going to, as we said, it's not rainbows and butterfly, but you have to keep pushing. You have to keep pushing. Never go down. Don't get things to knock you off. If you get knocked off, you're going to stand up again, and you're going to stand up much, much more stronger. And most important thing, don't surround yourself with negative people. Always have positivity. Think about things in the right way. You have to dream enough. This is the most important thing. People don't dream enough. It's just, this is the problem. Dream enough, pursue on your dream. Don't be sitting on your bed dreaming only, by the way, yeah? Just wake up every day, 6 o'clock in the morning, blast this music on, just have your shower and face your day. That's it. And believe me, end of the day, you will be the happiest person ever.
Wow. Great advice. I mean, I love that piece of advice about the negative people. Don't surround yourself with negativity. Keep positivity on your side. Surround yourself with people that believe, and don't surround yourself with the people I call dream stealers. I love that, Mohamed, right?
You are totally right, Andy. It's just about, the problem is that when you go even to tell people, even your close circle of people, about things that you want to do, I would tell you, no offense, but 90% will try to pull you down for whatever reason. Maybe they're thinking differently. Stick to your guns. You are right. About yourself more than anyone else.
I love it, Mohamed. Wow, what a great interview. I mean, of course, not everything is rainbows and butterflies. I like this idea of walking inside your dreams, Mohamed. You mentioned something really powerful for the entrepreneurs watching the show, that without challenges, nothing is fun. What a great outlook that you have. And of course, in your business, you not only love to push the boundaries, but you understand that building really is about craftsmanship, and the only thing that can really deliver that type of craftsmanship is a great team. So, Mohamed, thank you so much for coming on the DotCom Magazine Entrepreneur Spotlight Series today. I mean, you gave us almost an MBA from Harvard about entrepreneurship, and it's just been great to have you on the show.
Andy, it's my honor. Thank you so much. And I have to thank you for your efforts and your great work about providing this amazing series. Thank you so much. Thank you.